Good evening, and welcome to the new episode number 3 of the Saxy Tap, where if you allow us, we will tap directly into you.
Breaker 19, the boss is in the house with my man, Saxy Sam.
That's me.
Sam, how the hell are you?
I am alright.
Yeah?
I'm not as pumped up as over you, because last episode I was really amped up because I chugged an energy drink really quick before you came over, so I was like all over the place. But now it seems like you have all the energy tonight.
Well, I'm gonna be honest with you folks. I got a slight buzz going on, so I feel like, all right, I'm gonna conquer the world tonight.
Conquer the world tonight. Interesting. What are we drinking tonight? Because this smells like candy. Like, what is this?
What are we drinking? We are drinking, a Big Sky Spike Seltzer, and their flavor of the evening is cucumber lemon. Let me tell you, pretty interesting. Like, at first smell,
it's like candy.
It's like candy, but when you drink on it, it's like, boom, cucumber. I mean, I'm not a big fan of cucumber, but I like this combination, to be honest with you.
Cucumber and lemon?
Yeah. So this is definitely a plus for me. I'm definitely giving this one the thumbs up for Big Sky.
Interesting. All right. Well, I'm really liking it. This is, I mean, the consistency, the color of it is, it still has that ale color, but it's very see-through. Like I can, it's almost like a urine color almost.
That's nasty, motherfucker.
But it's good urine. But
there was nothing about good urine, okay? Unless you're Bear Grylls out in the middle of bumfuck nowhere drinking your own piss. That is the only exception to good urine.
Shit.
All right. What did we do this last week?
I don't remember. I was blacked out drunk.
You know what we did do? We saw Spider-Man, the new Spider-Man.
That's right. We did see the new Spider-Man.
What was your reaction? Give us our reaction. Like, what did you think of the movie without giving any spoilers?
Well, I never watched the first Spider-Man, so this was kind of like
And you saw Infinity War and Endgame, and how did you not watch Spider-Man?
I don't have an excuse for that, actually. I don't know why I didn't go and see Spider-Man, but I've got a synopsis of what happened in the first Spider-Man, which was Spider-Man do Spider-Man things plus Iron Man doing Iron Man things.
You're not wrong. You're definitely not wrong with that. But what did you think of the new one?
So, Away From Home, I legitimately thought, because someone told me that the person they were introducing, which I'm not going to, for you Spider-Man fans, I'm not going to say who, because it will immediately throw some red flags and whatnot, but I thought...
I'm pretty sure they already threw some red flag, or like, that's already been like... in the trailers, like, boom, this is who we're introducing, and then those hardcore fans are like, meh, not falling for it.
Like, I'm not a hardcore fan, but I know for a fact that Mysterio is kind of like the scarecrow of Batman. It's like the illusions in your face get you divulge your deepest, darkest secrets. But I do like how Mysterio is portrayed, and in this movie, because this is from a person coming from the guy who watched the first Spider-Man movies with Tobey Maguire, the bad Spider-Mans, a lot of people say.
Is he really the bad Spider-Man, though? I hear that Andrew, what's his last name? But I don't know, the guy from Amazing Spider-Man, I heard he wasn't the best.
Really?
Like, if you think of, like, Tobey Maguire, that's like your childhood Spider-Man, though.
That's true, yeah.
So, I wouldn't say Tobey Maguire was the worst Spider-Man.
But this is coming from my perspective, and I really liked how in this Spider-Man he's still in high school and he still has that teenage angst. So and it's kind of kind of reminds me of myself a little bit, how I used to be that kind of nerdy dude. I'm still that guy to this day, but I still have some social grace rather than Mr. Peter Parker over here, who is like, oh, Mary Jane, but it's, I deeply enjoyed it. I liked the chemistry. I liked the new take on Mary Jane, being a little different from the Mary Jane I knew with the Tobey Maguire films.
She's a little nerdy, isn't she?
I'm sorry?
She's a little nerdy, isn't she?
She's nerdy, but she's also that conspiracy theory, weird, like... It's different. It's very different. Like, in the original Mary Jane, I think in the comics... Oh, I can't say that. I can't say that because that's spoilers. Wait, no, actually, no. I guess I can't say that. Because in this movie, because I don't know if they hooked up in the first movie, but in the second movie, there's a good chance that, that's going to be explored.
First movie, they were going to get married.
Really?
Yeah. And if you're going to get married by that time, you probably hooked up.
Oh,
this is the 21st century. This isn't like old school, like, we're waiting until marriage to have sex.
Oh, boy. But I like the chemistry, and... Oh, that was my train of thought. In the original Spider-Man comics, I knew that Mary Jane loved to swing around, like, in the games, especially in the Spider-Man games. Mary Jane is like, oh, please swing me around on your webs, and that's not a sexual innuendo. Like, he actually liked to be swung around on the webs. But then this new one, the new Mary Jane is like, let's never do that ever again. I find that very... That's an interesting little...
That's a hard no.
That's a really hard no, which is surprising. And she's not a redhead, so that's interesting.
Yeah, definitely. I like the fact that they actually talked about the effects of people being gone, disappearing for 5 years.
That
in a school aspect, oh shit, 5 years later, you're back, and all these people that were 8th graders are now your junior year or senior year of high school, and they're in the same grade as you.
Oh yeah,
I thought that was a kind of cool twist, and what'd they call it, the blip?
The blip. The blip.
I think that was kind of funny. The blip.
The blip, because they blipped out of existence.
But
they should have called it the dust. They should have called them dusters because they turned to fucking dust.
Dust in the wind.
Dust it. That right there. Oh. That right there. That should have been one of the songs, but I highly doubt Marvel got the rights to Kansas. But that would have been a little bit too on top of the head there.
You know what's pretty cool? How we were talking last time I was talking about my big fanatic with Star Wars, or not Star Wars, fucking Kiss.
Yeah.
Anyway, in what the hell was it? I think it's Infinity War. When how Star-Lord is really obsessed with his music and stuff like that.
Yes.
Anyway, there's a deleted scene with him talking about New York Groove, which is a song Ace Frehley performed and wrote on Kiss's solo albums back in the day or whatever, and it's actually a really popular song when it comes to Ace Frehley. So Kiss is technically in the Marvel universe. So take that.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
But it's a deleted scene.
Universe. Let's put it that way.
But it's a deleted scene. That means it never made it to the big screen. But
that's what makes it even better. It's a deleted scene. It's for the true fans.
It's for the true fans.
Yes.
Just the right amount of fans.
Yes.
Alrighty. Wow, that I did not know that. That is quite interesting. But I would say I would give Spider-Man Away from Home a solid 4 out of 5. No movie's perfect. There are some stuff where I sit there and go, God damn it, this is. I would say. All right, so Marvel has comedy moments. Almost every... there's always a stinger or a slapstick or whatnot. Those are moments. But Spider-Man, the entire movie is it's so wholesome. which is another thing I like about it, but I disliked it because it's a wholesome movie, and I didn't expect it to be a wholesome movie. So I'm like, I hate it for loving it, or I love it to hate it, or no, I hate it, but I still love it for that aspect, because I was expecting. But then again, this is Spider-Man, who is the guy. He's the guy who says one-liners all the time, which are pretty good. Which I don't think Spider-Man said any one-liners in this movie, or any fancy one-liners.
Shoot, I can't even remember. I guess the only pet peeve or like the only thing I have against it, or I didn't like about it, was kind of got redundant. Like, you know, at like Iron Man 3, they're like, you know, you remember Iron Man 3? It was like an old scientist friend or whatever that was taking revenge on Tony Stark.
Oh yeah.
Well, this was ex-employees that were taking revenge on Tony Stark from the grave. Like, you know, he's dead already, but they're still like, we're gonna get our revenge on Tony Stark.
Oh god.
But, you know, I thought that was kind of like a little redundant. But I mean, the aspect of using technology to, what do you want to say, like, what were you saying earlier about the Scarecrow and, like,
using technology. Well, Scarecrow, he uses chemicals, but it's that's also technology. But using technology to fool people for like illusions, like
illusion. That was the word I was thinking. I got a buzz going on. Give me a break. They use technology to give the illusion that he was some type. You know, I mean, I like that aspect. It was definitely interesting, but the whole aspect that they were trying to take revenge on Tony Stark was kind of like redundant. I'm like, okay, we've already seen that. Okay, we already know Tony Stark's got enemies. Let's fucking get past that.
That was another thing. I felt like this is Spider-Man and Tony Stark, not just Spider-Man. Like, I feel like a good third of the movie is just talking about how Iron Man's gone, which I appreciate that in the lore, in the Marvel lore, that has an impact, like a very steep impact. But do you see Tony Stark in the movie title? Do you see Iron Man in this?
Let me ask you this: when you haven't even seen the first one, have you?
No.
Fuck, Sam. God damn it. Well, anyway, a lot of that first movie talks about or shows how Tony Stark was involved in developing Spider-Man into just a friendly neighborhood Spider-Man into this whole, like, between friendly neighborhood Spider-Man to Avenger Spider-Man. Like, Tony Stark took a big part in that.
Oh, and that's it. That is his tech for
so,
sure. Yeah.
I mean, when you come to think of the movie, when you think of Tom Holland, was his last name Holland?
I think so.
Anyway, if not, leave a comment. Tell us we're dumbasses, but and we're in this era of Tom. We'll just say Tom Spider-Man. It all involves, or it is all because of Tony Stark. Tony Stark. If it wasn't for Tony Stark, Spider-Man would just be a guy in fucking raggedy ass Spider-Man suit swinging through New York, Queens. He would not be Avenger without Tony Stark.
That's very true.
I think it's nice that they paid respect to Mr. Stark, but I would definitely, on some point, it did get to a point where, like, okay, we understand. Tony Stark is dead, but Jesus. It's a Spider-Man movie.
Spoilers!
Yeah, spoiler. If you haven't seen fucking Endgame now, I don't know what you're doing. You're living under a rock with Patrick Star.
With Patrick Star. Hey man, don't make fun of Patrick Star. He's a wholesome character. He's a wholesome guy. He's kind of like me. He lives under a rock.
Yeah, I mean, there's benefits to living under a rock, but shit, come on.
Shit.
Okay, so we saw Spider-Man. What else is new?
Well, we got a new story under our belt. Quite literally, it happened fresh off the presses, where we went to a bar, and good old Sam over here was banking on the idea, like, oh, we're regulars. We don't need to show ID, but they were like, no, you gotta show ID.
I mean, yeah, give them. I understand that they got to be responsible, but shit, we've been giving our good buddy Jake. So, okay, backstory.
Backstory time.
what was it? Back in high school when we were just turning 18, we're like, oh, we're gonna smoke those cigars. We're gonna be cool, right?
We're not going to smoke cigarettes like those other idiots. We're going to get cigars.
Yeah,
we're fancy.
we gotta make this shit classy, though.
Classy.
So we go to the local convenience store, and we try, like, all of us except our good friend Jake has our IDs. Like, I mean, how do you not leave the house with your ID? Like, I feel weird, like, if I got to do, like, a double check, like, oh, I got my keys, I got my phone, I got my wallet.
You're
I'm at the
trifecta.
door. But, so, Jake doesn't have his ID, so we handed, like, fuck, okay, we'll come back later. I think we ended up going somewhere else, because we're not going to be those idiots that just, like, oh, okay, we were just here, we totally forgot our wallet. But no, we went somewhere else and got cigars that night. But anyway... Settle down, Evie. Settle down.
The dog's got a toy. I don't know why she's whining. This is the episode where we just hear our secret third co-host here.
Okay. We're here. No worries. I see ya. No, you will not tag my balls tonight. So what the hell was that? Okay, so anyway. So we get cigars. Well, anyway, so tonight, I'm like, hey, Sam, we're going to get some beers tonight.
And I said, okay, no problem.
So we go down there, and I order my beer, and Sam's like, oh, yeah, I don't have my ID. I'm like, fuck. I mean, for a while there, I remember when you didn't have you didn't have a Montana ID, and we were always going to, like, the Iron Horse or something like that, because they knew.
They knew me there.
They knew you there, so that was the only place we could drink for a while. I mean, that was okay. Beer's beer. But now we're trying to venture off and check out other bars, and we found one that we like pretty much. Well, I don't know what you think.
I like Al's and Vic's.
Yeah?
It's very, very calming atmosphere when it's not shoulder-to-shoulder cramped.
Even when it's shoulder-to-shoulder cramped, we still manage to find a spot at the bar.
That's true, yeah.
So,
nothing worse than sitting there in the middle of the bar with waiting to get the opportunity doing the awkward stuff of like, there! And then now you're up at the bar counter and be like, hey, can I get a drink, please?
Oh, please.
Pretty please.
So yeah, tonight Sam forgot his ID and he had to drink
bitch.
Coke and shame.
Yes, it's to be fair, it's I usually drink Coke from the bottle, and for some reason Coke from the bar tastes so much spicier, so much more carbonated.
Really?
I
that's my okay. So that's the next thing I was gonna say. Like, I'm a big, like I'm like I worship Mountain Dew. Like, if I honestly I have at least 3 cans of Mountain Dew a day. I know that's gonna fuck me later in life.
It's gonna fuck your teeth over.
Well, I don't know. I try to take I make sure to brush, twice a day, all that kind of shit, do mouthwash and shit like that,
Yeah.
And I try to get at least water in there, but fuck, Mountain Dew it's dank.
It's dank.
Well, anyway, I have noticed, from the bottle to the can to, carbonated, out of, how do you want to put it?
Like a fountain drink?
Like a fountain drink, I would definitely have to go with can tastes the best for me.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know what it is, because, bottle I can do, but I always find, I don't finish it.
Okay.
Can, I'll drink those all day, and, it depends, I've gone to a few restaurants, ordered Mountain Dew, and they all taste different somehow. But the funny thing is,
carbonation.
I've heard, down south, Mountain Dew tastes a little sweeter.
Really?
I don't know what it is, but I've heard down south it tastes a little more sweeter, and I've always wanted to
confirm or deny the myth.
So yeah, just take some bullshit trip down to the south just to see if Mountain Dew tastes sweeter.
Turns out they put some drugs in there or something like that. That's why it tastes sweeter.
We We gotta sell the Mountain Dew.
We gotta sell the Mountain Dew.
Well, anyway, another thing is with the Mountain Dew is I've come to realize I've drank so much Mountain Dew, I buy so much Mountain Dew that I'm like, oh shit, they have a rewards program. You buy so much Mountain Dew, you get a point system. So I've started that. And then another thing they've come out with was called Dew United, which is they've come out with certain bottles that, have 50 states represented on the bottle.
Oh, yeah?
And all I've collected is Wyoming and Washington. I've got to say Washington is the best one, I would say, so far, because it's got Sasquatch on it.
Oh, well, pfft.
And I'm a big fan of Sasquatch.
Sasquatch?
Fuck, I'm slurring my words. But,
I'm surprised you drive home.
What?
I'm surprised that you drove here without any troubles. Did you see Swerve a little bit, so you better be careful.
Yeah, I'll be fine. I'll be fine. Yeah, so, the hell were we talking about?
You were talking about the Sasquatch in Washington on Mountain Dew.
We started with, Spider-Man, Marvel, beer, Mountain Dew. I can't remember my train of thought now.
That was literally the train of thought right there. It was Spider-Man, then went to beer, then to Mountain Dew. So that is your strange train. You are drunk, my friend. You need to sit down.
No, I am not drunk. Just got a slight buzz.
Just a slight buzz. That's fair. Buzz. I would disagree. I think the Fountain would probably be the better tasting because I'm more of a Pepsi/Coke guy. I drink a lot of Coca-Cola. But I will say right now, I think Pepsi is a little bit better because it's a little bit more sweeter, and soft drinks supposed to be sweet, not like this weird spicy bland.
Yeah.
But I would probably say ranking 1, fountain drinks, ranking 2, cans, and ranking 3 is bottles. But, leave a comment in the comment section whether if you agree or disagree with us, or give us your own little... tier list here. So
for a while, I was eating out a lot,
Yeah.
And I was going to places that I went to so much where I knew if they were Pepsi or Coke products.
Oh, jeez.
So like McDonald's, they're Coke products.
Oh, yeah.
Burger King, they're Coke products. KFC, they're Pepsi products. Let's see. Kentucky Fried Chicken, Pepsi products. What is it? Wendy's are Coke products. Let's see. Taco Bell, Pepsi products. Shit.
What about Denny's?
I haven't been there in a while, to be honest with you. I'm not a big fan of Denny's, to be honest.
Yeah, me either.
But I do know... Okay, let's see. IHOP, Pepsi products.
Ah.
So, I was going out eating a lot so much where I would say yay or nay if they had places to be if they don't have here's the thing, if I eat out, well, 1, I'm going to order Mountain Dew, but 2, if they don't have Mountain Dew, I'm always a Dr. Pepper guy.
Okay.
If they don't have Dr. Pepper guy, then I go to Coke.
Right.
I'm not I can't do Mr. Pibb or fucking what else? What's the
the other generic stuff Dr. Thunder
stuff? I can't do it. I've come to drink so much Mountain Dew that if I have generic, I'm can't do it.
The dog agrees.
I'm literally tainted. And the Evie even agrees.
Oh yeah, she agrees.
Don't do that generic shit.
No, it's bad. I would agree with you. I remember that when we used to live together, and again, we're not gay, we're just good friends and whatnot. But
just add that to the list to try to explain to people that we are not gay.
Hey man, if you say something over and over enough times, people will eventually believe you. So if we keep saying we're not gay every episode, eventually they're gonna be okay.
People are smart. They are not gonna buy into your bullshit.
Well, I remember. Anyways, what I remember about the topic of generic versus the actual real shit, this is when I was probably at my poorest since I was working at McDonald's, so your paychecks are not really big. So I'm getting all the generic stuff, like the generic bread, generic this, generic that, and then the last thing was I was running out of my shopping money, and then I got, you know what, I'm going to get some Mountain Dew, and then I think Fred said, why don't you go with this other one? I was like, because it's that shit tastes nasty. I pay for a premium, damn it, and I'm going to get the premium.
I might be broke, but I'm going to pay for that premium shit.
I'm going to pay for that premium shit because I'm an American, damn it.
God damn it.
I
deserve better. I live in America.
I deserve better. I'm going to drink this poison, but I'm going to deserve better.
Yes. I'm going to literally die a happy man. Yeah, I got to say, when we lived together in a so, we did share a room for some time because Jake was living with us and there was only a 2-bedroom. So Sam and I pulled the small straw and we had to sleep in the same room. But no, we had separate beds. I want to make that clear. We had separate beds.
Separate beds. That was fun.
That was a good time. I really enjoyed that. I mean,
granted, I'm a little bit of a slob, so that didn't help out. But, that shit's behind us.
We're all slobs.
To a degree. I know my dad is. If it wasn't for my stepmother, then the place he wouldn't find. He's the same way. Sometimes he leaves his wallet in his pants, and he doesn't pull his wallet out of his pockets when he goes to bed. When he wakes up next morning, if my stepmother doesn't remind him to check his pants, or if she didn't pull his wallet out, then he would drive around without his wallet and wouldn't realize until half the day is gone. And I'm the same way. So I need a lady friend who'd be like, hey Sam, by the way, you probably need your wallet today.
Yeah. I've definitely, like I said earlier, I double check to make sure all my shit's in check. I'm just weird about that. It just feels off if I don't have, I know my keys got to be in my right pocket.
Oh, you're one of those guys. It has to be in a very specific spot.
Yeah, my keys got to be in my right front pocket. Wallet's got to be in the rear right pocket. Cell phone's probably in the left, or either in my hand or in my left. So, I've got, it's like this. It's just this weird thing. I know when something's off when I don't have something in the right position.
I call it the modern trifecta because you got 3 things that every person has, and you can't function if you lose one of them. And it's kind of sad that the cell phone is one of them.
Yeah, unfortunately. All right, if we're going to talk about the cell phone, talk about what is the first thing when you wake up in the morning? Do you check your phone?
I watch a little YouTube when I wake up in the morning.
Really?
Yeah, when I wake up in the morning, I usually check YouTube. I check the weather. I don't do any of the social media because I don't do that. The only thing, or I mean, it's a miniature computer in my pocket, and I am a male, so sometimes I do that too.
Oh yeah, we're all there. If you don't understand, get the fuck off this channel. Oh yeah, we're all there. I gotta admit, I'm more of I check my social media in the morning. It's dry as a fucking desert, so I don't even know why I fucking check that in the morning, but
I don't know why either.
It's just this weird, it's probably a weird addiction, but yeah, I'm with you. I gotta check the last night. If I don't watch last night's sporting events, I gotta check the scores and shit like that. Social media is another one thing, and then I might venture off into the dark lands.
The dark lands. Or the sexy lands. The dark sexy lands.
Yeah. Okay, that's a little more. I like that term a little better.
The dark, sexy lands.
Dark, sexy lands. But you're right. I mean, we're in the modern age where people are just so... Like, at least I'm not one of those people that, like, take pictures of their food when they go out to, like, a nice dinner or something like that.
Oh, look at me. I'm at a fancy restaurant.
Oh,
look at me.
Take a look at my cheesecake and shit like that, you know? Like,
look at me.
Yeah. And then, like, another thing is, like, I've noticed when I've gone to concerts and stuff like that, yeah, I'll take a picture of, like, who I'm seeing or whatever, but people will literally sit there
and, like,
for the
video
whole concert and record every single song or, like, half the concert. I'm like, that's not what That's not what you're there for. You're there for the fucking experience. It's cool, yeah. I understand you want to take a couple pictures, tell everybody, hey, I'm at this concert. Ooh, look at this. You know, I understand that. I'm guilty of that too, right?
Yeah.
And I'm not going to sit there and record half the concert on my phone. I'm there to look with my two eyes. Boom. Experiencing music right in front of me. That's what a concert's for.
But human memory is faulty. The cell phone memory, if you have cloud storage and you keep that shit in the cloud, that's there forever. So when you're like in your 50s and 60s, you can be like, oh yes, I remember I went to this concert. I have a full video to prove it to you. It was very fun, young lads.
Let me tell you what I got a plan for that. My plan is I keep every ticket stub I've gone to.
Oh.
And when I get older, I want this canvas of all the concerts I've been to. Like, I don't know how I want to do it, but it's like a poster or a canvas or something. Just all my ticket stubs of every concert I've been to on like this canvas, picture, poster, whatever. Put it in my house. Hell, if I'm 80 and I still don't remember, I don't know. It's weird. Memory's weird. Like, you tell, like, I always think of it like somebody's asking you about this concert, it might trigger something like, oh, I do remember that, or something like that. So, yeah, that's my plan to attack or like counter that is I'm going to make a canvas poster of all the ticket stubs to the concerts I've been to. So, yeah.
I've actually read... actually, no, I watched a video that was on, speaking of music and stuff like that and elderly people. I remember I was watching a video about how there was a study about how music affects people, and there was a study in a nursery home where people have dementia, Alzheimer's, stuff like that, where they lose their memories and whatnot. And what they would do is they would get old records and play music from their youth, and there was a very strong positive result where just by playing music, they actually remembered, like, oh, I remember listening to this at this diner at this one place where I had my first date with my wife, and it's just like, it's...
Fucking music is crazy, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
It's weird. It affects everybody in a certain way, and I mean, music is just... how to put it?
It's an amazing thing. Now, can you imagine this generation who grew up with 2000s music and they're in the nursing home and they're like, okay, it's time to see if you can remember something. Growing in my skin!
So, let me ask you, so besides being a former roommate, not my gay partner, my movie buddy.
Yeah.
Literally, you are literally my go-to concert guy. If I'm going to a concert, I'm like, hey, Sam, go to this concert with me. What have we seen together? We've seen Dragon Force.
We've seen Dragon Force. We've seen Kiss, their last tour.
Kiss. We've seen Kiss together. I think we saw something else together.
We saw a local band from Colorado.
Oh, yeah, Ryan and the Rough Cuts. That's the other. Okay. And then, you know... And that's another thing, like, Missoula is such, like, do you realize, like, all the music acts that are coming to Missoula, it seems to be growing bigger and bigger, like, Missoula is starting to be, like, this music town.
A little bit, yeah.
Because I remember back in high school and, like, grade school when I started going to concerts, there was not many bands coming through or whatever, but now it seems like they got bigger names coming through. What's this summer? They got shit. I've like.
You have to probably look it up on the phone.
Yeah. Let's see. I've got tickets to go see Foreigner, Steve Miller Band.
Wait, Foreigner's still a thing?
Yeah, but I don't think they have the original singer. So some people are like, I'm not so sure about that because you know the original Foreigner singer is not with the band right now. But when we do talk about concerts and stuff like that, I would definitely say, like, I enjoy going to concerts with friends and stuff like that, of course.
Yeah.
But when we went to see Kiss, do you realize you saw the greatest show on earth? How does that make you feel?
I knew just from music videos that Kiss, they're more of a performance band rather than a music band. But at the same time, but then when I went there, like, oh shit, they're in their 80s. They're still rocking out with their cock out. And
especially with the cock out.
Especially with the cock out. And then all the pyrotechnics, like, there were so many explosions, there's so many flames, there's so many pyrotechnics going on that when we exit the stadium, it was still smoky. Like, I couldn't see, 30 feet in front of me.
We were literally in the lobby like, fuck, there's still smoke around.
I'm surprised that no one died from smoking. Great, now I'm drunk. Can't breathe, smoke, death thing.
I literally when I go to a concert, the best thing I like to do is I'm a big screamer, sing along, scream top of your lungs, lose your voice or whatever.
Oh yeah,
I love that. And then at the end of the evening when you're trying to talk to somebody, you're so hoarse and yeah. I mean, I understand. I like that, but. Yeah, the concert scene around Missoula is starting to grow, and I really appreciate what local producers or promoters are doing.
Oh man, yeah. I had a feeling that it was going to be that way because I remember back in 2012, 2013 when I was living by myself here that I actually went to the Wilma. Dog, don't let me come over there and pet you, because I'm going to go over there and pet you. You probably don't want that. I'm going to go over there, I'm going to pet you. Or you come here, because I can't get out. Come here. Come here, puppy. Okay, or do that. Anyways, I knew that Missoula was growing because... there is a podcast that I really like to listen to called Welcome to Night Vale, which is made by a guy, a couple dudes who talk about how strange a place is, great podcast and whatnot. And it was getting really big at the time, and I was surprised that they were actually going to come to Missoula, of all places, just to do a live show. And when they do live shows, it's a very exclusive thing. Like, you can't hear it on the podcast. It's a Tory thing and whatnot. And I got to watch that, and that was... very fun. And when I saw that, I realized, geez, there's this Missoula's starting to get on the map now when it comes to little stuff like that, which that's a little scary.
I'm literally going to quote back to our first episode. I literally said we're in the greatest city in the West. We are starting to grow. We're starting to be a little more hip, I guess, getting all these big bands coming through or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
We literally had, I remember when back in 07, 08 or whatever, we had the Rolling Stones come through town. It's Rolling Stones, the great, one of the greatest rock bands come through town. And who else a couple of years ago, we had Paul McCartney come through town.
That's right.
We had Paul McCartney come through. We had, I understand, Pearl Jam will come through town once in a while because their drummer is from Missoula, if you didn't know that.
Hey, I didn't know that. That's a good tribute.
Shit. You learn something new then. They've played in Missoula once or twice or whatever, but they played the stadium. Who do we got coming? We got Mumford & Sons coming this summer. So, like I said, we got Foreigner. We got Steve Miller Band. Steve Miller. Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, baby. That's going to be a good show. I'm really excited for that because it's down at Big Sky, so I'm gonna get myself all drunked up on Moose Drool and enjoy my evening.
Another great beer that I really like. Very dark beer. Very good.
Oh, yeah. The dark beer.
The dark beer.
Come to the dark side.
Everyone loves the dark beer.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if everyone likes dark beer. I know that you and I do. Right now, I'm drinking Dragon's Breath. We.
Funny thing, we were talking about dark beer or whatever. I've talking to my dad about beers and stuff like that, and he doesn't drink more of the dark stuff anymore.
Oh, yeah?
He's like, oh, man, I used to drink all that shit when I was young, but I can't handle it when you're older. I'm like, oh, boy, that's what I have to look forward to.
Well, if we're going to talk about getting older, then the one thing that I am dreading is that my dad, I don't know if it's a genetic thing or if it's a genetic thing. I'm probably guessing it's a genetic thing. Is
it genetic, Sam?
I don't know. It's probably genetic. That Like, okay, I'm okay with getting bald. Like, I'm already losing hair a little bit. I'm okay with that. Gaining weight, not probably getting facial hair until I get in my 30s. Okay, fine. I'm okay with that. What I am not okay with is
That's your problem. That's why you always get carded. You have no facial hair.
that. Yeah. I mean, I have a sweet baby face. I mean,
Yeah, there's the giveaway. Like, we're gonna card that motherfucker.
that's the weakness. But the one thing that I'm not looking forward to is when I'm in my 50s and my 60s. Kidney stones is a thing in my in my father's side of my family, and not looking forward to that.
Oh man, yeah. No me gusta.
No me gusta at all. Hell, even Evie agrees.
Yeah,
no me gusta.
She's like, I feel your pain.
I might be a female, but I know your pain.
She understands.
She knows what she's saying. She knows what I'm saying. Oh man.
What else? What was I saying earlier? Like today, the Roxy Theater's getting new seats in their theater.
Oh yeah, the old movie theater that's
Getting a
beloved
little
by
upgrade.
Missoula. Getting a little upgrade.
Yep. So I'm excited to go see what we were talking about. Go and see Jaws and Indiana Jones this summer or this month or whatever. So definitely have to drag you along for that.
Is it gonna be? Did they say what kind of seats? Is it going to be like modern seats, or are they taking like the classic, like the red velvety recliner seats that they used to have back when that theater was in its prime?
Yeah, I don't even know. I'll have to get back to you on that.
Because next episode, I would be happy either way, because if they can keep the aesthetic of an old movie theater, I'll be more than happy to do that. But but I'm also a huge fan of remixing things, taking a little bit of the old and making a new thing. I'm perfectly okay with that.
What do you? Okay, so when you're talking about the new remake or whatever, let's talk about I'm going to call it our blockbuster theater. Like they always show the blockbusters or whatever.
Yeah.
What do you think of the dine-in theater? That's maybe a year and a half old or whatever.
Yeah.
What do you think of the reclining seats?
That's pretty dangerous, because even though I'm not that old, that seems like a perfect movie experience, because when I watch a movie at home, I got the recliner that I like to sit in, and you almost want to fall asleep. Plus, you get a hearty meal in you.
Yeah.
And I heard they're supposed to get their liquor license or their beer license soon, so you can actually drink alcohol there. If you mix those two
together,
together,
that's a combination.
That's
especially for us.
Yeah, you're gonna fall asleep in a movie, and that's like you pay good money. You pay good money for a good nap, and I'm not okay with that.
Yeah, I can see that. I'm gonna just
but I still like it.
I'm gonna be honest with you. Like I've grown up with just the regular the movie theater seats or whatever. So this whole new recliners, I really if I was to pick between. So we got two theaters in town, both under the same company. One is just regular recliner seats or whatever. Besides, if you go so they have the 3D and then the Big D theater that's got the
Big D.
It's got the better seats or whatever. I like those seats, but the ones that recline back where you feel like you're almost laying down, I don't know. I don't like that aspect when you're in the theater. I like sitting up, boom, watching a movie. That's what I'm here for. But if I wanted to recline back and take a nap, I'd go home.
But for me, I kind of like that because that just if someone is willing to recline and become one with the seating, then that tells me right there that you are enjoying your flick here. And you're becoming fully immersed in the movie, because that's the whole goal of the movie, is to be fully immersed, to take your 90 minutes of your life and realize that, hey, you're not sitting there with said problems. You're experiencing, and feeling all this world of this movie has to offer. And if you're, in my opinion, if you're sit down, you're reclined, and you're comfortable, then the movie has done its job properly, and that's where I get the most enjoyment out of my flicks when I'm reclined. With the exception of scary movies, I have to be on the edge of my seat because, it's a scary flick. You got to be on the edge of your seat.
Oh, of course, yeah. How about so Another aspect of going to the movies I really enjoy is the popcorn.
Oh, yes.
And if you order popcorn without that fucking butter, what in the hell are you doing with your life?
Well, I've seen a couple people who don't use the butter, but they use that cheddar salt and that normal salt, and I tried it once.
No.
I like it. It's okay.
No. When you go to the theaters and you expect to go get movie theater popcorn, it's popcorn drenched in liquid gold. And what I've noticed is
It's got to be drenched, like you got to swim in it.
Back in the day, when we were in high school, middle school, or whatever,
Yeah.
they would fill the bag halfway, pour some popcorn or pour some butter, fill some more popcorn, and then top it off with butter. You remember that?
Oh yeah.
So you had butter throughout literally the whole bag or bowl or bucket or whatever.
You got cinnamon layers of
Now
butter.
what they've done is you add the butter yourself, which essentially is just the top layer. There's no way to shake that shit up.
And, well, you can, but it's going to be all over the floor, and then
And then if you go to the new one, they give you like these little fucking
little cups,
to-go cups, and like, what the hell am I supposed to do with this shit? That's barely enough to cover like a quarter of my popcorn. So you're sitting there like, and yeah, of course, once you get the popcorn, half of it is gone before the movie starts. All the previews, half the popcorn's gone.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
That is just a guarantee.
Yeah, absolute guarantee.
But
usually my soda's gone before 2/3 of the movie is done.
I try to lay off on the soda because I don't want to I hate going to the bathroom during the movie. We accomplished what they called the end game challenge. We went through the whole movie without going to the bathroom.
Oh really?
Yeah, I heard that was like a thing on the internet, because it was a 3-hour movie.
Oh jeez.
So yeah, we literally went 3 hours without going to the bathroom. Of course, once we got out of the theater, we had to piss like a fucking racehorse.
Yeah.
But we did it. We did it.
But that's an accomplishment. I did the same thing when the Lord of the Rings came out. When the Hobbit came out, that was also a very long flick, and I think Return of the King is like 2.5 hours long, and then I think like the Hobbit is also like 3-hour long film.
I think, what was it? I remember going to see The Hobbit. I can't remember which one. It was the one with the big fucking spider in the cave or whatever, with like a mountain of gold and coins or whatever. And they were getting chased by this humongous fucking spider. And at that moment, I was like, nope, I'm done with this movie.
Not a spider fan?
I am not a big fan of spiders.
But you like Spider-Man.
Motherfucker, Spider-Man ain't gonna fucking crawl on my leg when I'm fucking sleeping. Or crawl over my face when I'm sleeping.
Well, he could if you had some like gay fantasy or something like that.
Damn. For the millionth time. And you have tried to convince the viewers we are not gay.
Hey, man. I mean, okay.
Nothing wrong with being gay, but that is just not how I flow.
Hey, man. You know that you're good friends with your friends if you can crack gay jokes and everyone's perfectly A-okay. And, like, it's like the weird opposite applies. Like, people think, oh, those two must be really gay. It's like either they're really gay or they're, like, the most comfortable friendship ever. And usually, the majority of the times, it's the most comfortable friendship ever. Unless they start flat out kissing, they're like, okay, then.
I hope people, like, when we go out downtown, it's usually you and I, right?
Yep.
And I'm assuming when they see us, like, I look goofy, you look goofy, we stand out.
Oh, yeah.
So I would hope people think we are just good friends and not just some lovers. Nothing wrong with you, Sam, but...
What do you mean nothing wrong with me? Everything's wrong with me.
God damn it, Sam. You can't beat yourself down like that. You gotta have a little pride.
I'm a tall, four-eyed nerd who loves to play D&D. Like that's.
Hey, somewhere that has got some girl excited. You got the sploosh going.
Well, hopefully, hopefully I'll find this lady friend that's like into that. I was But that's a hard pitch because there's not a lot of lady people who like to do all this nerdy stuff. Unfortunately it's a male dominated thing, which I wish it wasn't, because I wish it was like 50-50 because I don't know if you like sitting down and playing RPGs. Like I know you play Dungeons and Dragons with me, but that was just that one time when everyone was in town when we were living together. But for me, it's kind of like going to the movie theaters, except you are the movie. You are the person who is directing. You are the cast, and that's super special to me, and it's super fun. But for some reason, it's a sausage fest, and I wish it wasn't because
funny thing is like I like the best thing about like Sundays is watching 60 Minutes.
Oh yeah.
I know, like, some of the stuff is, like, politically driven or whatever, but I saw a segment in there where they talked about how the computer technology industry is all male dominant, and they talked about how they were trying to incorporate females into that industry. We're starting them young, getting them interested with computers and science in general and stuff like that to try to turn the tide of that thing. And it was actually a pretty good segment from 60 Minutes I really enjoyed watching. They talked about that, so
I wonder why. I wonder if it's just not to get gender political or whatnot. I wonder why that is, because I don't know if it's just like, oh, guys are like video games and computers and whatnot, and women are not really like that. I mean, we're living in the 20th century where there's strong evidence where men can be slightly feminine and females can be slightly masculine, but nothing wrong with that. There is a what is it called? A bell curve, I guess, but still the majority of like men still have to be men and women still have to be women, but that bell curve is slightly shifting a little bit. Which, I'm okay with. Just don't shove that stuff in my face all the time. I actually... Oh, man. I actually had... Speaking of that, I actually have this person who because I play World of Warcraft, another game that just tells me how nerdy I am.
Telling you, a woman out there is just like, oh my god.
Where is this Sam?
Where is this sexy man?
Where is this sexy man, Sam? He has a dog. He's tall. He's nerdy. He's gonna have kidney stones. Like, where is this man?
He's gotta have a big dong.
He's gotta have a big dong. Well, we already established that my dong is quite small.
Sam! Damn it!
It's like a sniper.
God damn it, Sam. Here I am trying to build you up and you just shoot yourself down.
Hey, man, I gotta be good at something. And I'm good at shooting myself down.
Oh, shit.
But anyways, there was this person who I associate with, and it's... like, don't get me wrong, if people are watching and you're part of the LGBTQA plus community, whatever, or however long that acronym is, I'll just call it LGBT. If you're part of that community, do whatever makes you happy and do whatever makes you sleep better at night, because love is love at the very end of the day.
Oh.
But just because you're a part of that community doesn't mean that you have to remind me every 5 minutes that you are a part of this community. Like, I get it. Okay, thank you.
Sam, I don't think you get it.
Well, apparently a lot of these people think I don't get it. But I never understood why. It's like, are you projecting something? Because like, I used to go to school for psychology, and unfortunately I didn't pass any of that stuff. But I've come to the philosophy that when a human does something, they do it for a reason. There is a very concrete reason to do it. If this person is mentally sane, of course. If they're insane, then that goes right out the window. Assuming that these people have all their faculties intact and And I'm not just picking on the LGBT community, but anyone who does the behavior of like constantly reminding you of like, oh hey, by the way, I have a sports car. Oh, did you tell you I have a sports car? Oh hey, I have a sports car. Or like, oh hey, I'm gay. Oh, I'm gay, or whatever. Blah 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 blah. Like, there's got to be a reason why they like you keep doing it over and over and over. Maybe it's just flexing in a weird way. I guess I don't know.
Yeah, I could see that. It's like the modern way to flex.
I'm sticking to the man because I'm flexing on you my own special way.
Fucking deal with it.
And deal with it. Hopefully that wasn't too political because that was one of the rules. But
I'd say that's just like just skimming the line.
Just skimming the line. Okay. Just skimming the line just a little bit there. Well, the best way to get rid of, to not talk about politics, is I always like to say, so how about those Yankees?
Well, let's see.
You're a baseball guy, you know.
What is it? Today's the 9th. Yeah. So they just had the All-Star game today.
Oh, yeah?
So, yeah. So, I don't know. The Yankees themselves, the whole team aren't playing, but a couple of the players were in the All-Star. I couldn't tell you which fucking ones were playing. But yeah, that's what's going on with your Yankees there.
Well, that was like a weird thing where my friends always said when everything gets awkward, they just say, "So, how about those Yankees and whatnot?" Man, maybe that's another thing that
Have you seen Trains, Planes, and Automobiles with Steve Martin and John Candy?
Yeah.
You remember that scene where they're in that hotel room and they're like fucking cuddling in the morning, and they finally realize, where's your hand? It's between two pillows. No, it's not between two pillows. And they get up and they're like, how about them bears? You know,
They're acting all manly and whatnot.
Yeah, that's what that reminds me of.
Oh my goodness. That is. It's been a long time since I've seen that film. Oh, John Candy.
Oh yeah. Oh man, he's gone too soon.
Gone too soon. Rest in peace, John Candy.
I was just watching The Great Outdoors the other day.
Oh yeah?
On TV with John Candy, and I still like that movie.
Really?
Yep.
I don't think I've seen that film. I've seen Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, but I don't think I've seen The Great Outdoors.
He takes his whole family. It's got Dan Aykroyd in it.
Dan Aykroyd
takes his whole family out to the outdoor wilderness or whatever, and of course the shenanigans start.
Oh.
So, I'm not going to give you too much. You need to watch it.
Oh wait! I think I have seen that one when I was at Bridget's place. I think like the major conflict was that Dan Aykroyd is like a billion, like not a billionaire, but a very like wealthy individual, and when they're trying to go on this camping trip, it's like John Candy is trying to be all family wholesome and whatnot, but then Dan Aykroyd comes out of nowhere and is like, you can either sleep in the wilderness or you can sleep in my brand new RV that has satellite and whatnot, or something like that. Is that?
No, because they all stayed in the cabin house or whatever. But just watch it. Just watch it.
Okay. Maybe I'm thinking of a different flick.
Yeah. Remember last week I was telling you about I wanted to get the poster with like the 100 greatest films of all times, and you kind of like scratch off.
Oh yeah.
I want to buy that, and you and I within the next year or so are gonna watch all 100 greatest films together.
I think The Godfather must be on one of them. And that's
the film. Godfather's up there, and I think The Godfather 2 is up there too.
I haven't seen those films. I want to, but
we're going to get a poster. We're going to get the poster. We're going to scratch every time.
Do we win like a cookie if we watch all 100 or something like that?
No, we just post it on social media and get all the likes. Because that's what matters these days, Sam. Shit. Get with the times.
Hey, man. I'm woke, okay? I'm woke to this stuff. I don't follow social media, even though I say, hey, guys, I just got woke.
But just think. Just think after watching the 100 greatest films, how you're going to feel and how you're going to take a look on life, your aspect of certain things, just because you have experienced certain films and what they were trying to give you in a message.
I think that's what I'm searching for. Like just that experience to feel like to capture that message. Hopefully, what they were trying to send. That's what I'm searching for.
If I watch top 100 best films, I think the main goal for me is that the first one is like, hey, I want to watch the best movies because a movie is a movie is a movie is a movie. You go there, you have a good time.
Yeah.
But the other part of it is that I'm the type of guy who likes to sit down and think about, what the director, what the screenwriters, what the screenplay writers were trying to do, and what, like, if there is a message and whatnot, kind of like what you're saying. But with me, I would like to see at the time period, because I know some of those films are like back in the 1950s, 1940s.
Oh yeah, they got some Charlie Chaplin in there. Definitely.
Chaplin. I would like to see the politics, because with movies nowadays, you can definitely see the politics at the time. Like a good example would be, Star Wars: The Last Jedi.
I knew you were gonna fucking say that. I knew you were gonna fucking bring that up again. God damn it.
They got some politics of 2018, 2019, which, shouldn't be in a Star Wars film. That's my personal opinion, but it's still in there. Versus when you see the first Star Wars stuff back in like
77.
Thank you. 1977. I have a feeling they might have different outlook. Like I guarantee you, if someone tried to make a film with the sexy Princess Leia outfit, that's not going to fly. There's no way that's going to fly.
Oh, no. Somebody's getting...
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Mic check. Can you hear me?
Try it one more time.
Mic check.
Okay, you're good.
Okay, yeah, she just knocked the fucking microphone. Okay, we're good. Politics, Star Wars. Let's see.
But the sexy Leia outfit, I don't think you can't. Someone's gonna get offended if you do that again in this time era.
I don't know. I feel like more modern movies are starting to be more sexy. We gotta show that more skin. We gotta draw the men in to get the big bucks.
And the women too. Sometimes can't be.
Women are into that. That's right, Sam. Thank you for reminding me.
We are. We try to stay politically free here as much as we can. Oh boy. Well, it looks like it is that hour point here. Unless there's anything else you want to talk about.
God damn. When you're buzzed and bullshitting with your best friend, time certainly flies, doesn't it?
Time flies, yeah, absolutely.
Well, all right. Well, until next week, this is the boss signing off.
And this is Saxy Man Sam also signing off. You guys take it easy and have a good one.